At Hornet Arena, it is the Bryant Lady Hornets and the Bryant men's basketball team. They'll be playing Mount St. Mary's and Little Rock Catholic tonight. You've got Mark Scarlett, you've got Jeremy Laster, and we have a special guest tonight. It's Lindsay Hartzell. She is a first-grade teacher at Bryant Elementary, and she works in pretty bad conditions, Laster. Doesn't have any leadership in that building at all. But Lindsay was a basketball player at Bryant back in the 90s under Carla Crowder, and a very good shooter. Had some deficiencies on the defensive end, so we thought we'd bring her in tonight and let us help some of these things. So you're going to have a trifecta of absolutely no knowledge at all tonight as we stop for the national anthem. We'll be right back. All right, we're back at Hornet Arena as Rob Patrick, the man, the myth, the legend, does the starting lineups for both ball clubs tonight. And it's time for Laster's Keys to the Game.
Thank you, Mark. First thing we want to do is you want to get off to a fast start. The other night at Northside, they got up on a 16-2, and then we really just had one bad quarter against Northside. If we can stop that tonight and get off to a fast start, we're going to have a much better result. Second thing we talked about last time, we got to play with poise. 4 of our 5 starters still remain in their first year of varsity basketball. If we can start with some poise and avoid some turnovers, I think we're going to have a good night. And then finally, we got to take advantage of open shots. How many times have we seen having good open shots, not quite being able to knock them down? I think if we can do that tonight, we're going to come out here with a win.
That's it. Hartzell, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that too. There's, I think, one senior on the team, and they're kind of young, but they're getting lots of experience this year. So I think, too, if they can act like they're older and play like they're older, then they're going to do a great job tonight.
One of the things, Lindsay, we've talked about a lot this year is whenever you watch the Lady Hornets play, tempo is a lot of offense. So a lot of the times the Lady Hornets, and Laster notices this a lot, that our tempo will get off, and when our tempo gets off from an offensive standpoint, we really struggle at that standpoint. And I know you played before, and you were a good basketball player for Crowder back in the day, and you understand about the tempo of an offense, how important that is.
Yeah, tempo matters. Defense turns to offense pretty quick, and if you can get those fast breaks, then that's easy points on the board.
All right, Mount St. Mary's coming out. Their best player is number 42, Millie Allgood. And Millie's been like a lot of us during this time and a lot of players around the country. Millie struggled a little bit. I think she's been out several times and missed a few ball games this year. And then you have Ellen Brady, number 11, and Savannah Heineman, number 10, are the shooters for Mount St. Mary's. And if you go back, Hartzell, for years, man, Mount St. Mary's has always been able to shoot that 3.
They have. They've always been good shooters. We played them back in the day. They were always good shooters.
Good job. Brian had the ball on offensive end, got it to Muse. Muse was a little high to Taylor, and that's the first time last year we've seen a lot of high-low. Paris Atkins is not on the court tonight for the Lady Hornets. And I hope Paris is okay and she's good because we know we'll miss her tonight. Oh, Paris is on the court. I'm sorry. It's Lauren Lane. My bad. And there's our girl Paris with the rebound. And last year, you've noticed this all year. Offense almost always goes through Paris.
And you can tell Mount St. Mary's has had the scouting report on Paris because they were shutting down the middle of the lane right there.
Yeah, that's the thing. And one of the things with the Hornet offense is, if you'll notice it, as they swing that ball around Hartzell, they focus hard on the offensive end and getting it to Paris and then attacking from that standpoint. Brylan Finley, the little Bryant Elementary girl, into the basketball game, a freshman. And Lindsay, we've talked about this before. Could you imagine playing varsity basketball as a freshman?
Not at all. I was noticing that these freshmen are contributing to the games, and that's pretty amazing.
And Finley from the corner, man, we've talked about this, Jeremy. Her confidence level on that shot, she hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
She had 17 points against Northside this week, and that's not an easy task. So hopefully she's finding her groove.
There's most college basketball players wouldn't have 17 points against Northside. Good defense by the Lady Hornets. All good, misses a shot underneath. Buse brings it up back to Finley. Finley just hit a big three from the corner. And same thing. They're going to try to isolate her. Got to walk. Yeah. That was a mark. That was the kind of walk I would have done when I played. Just moved like 4 or 5 feet.
Sometimes you forget where your pivot foot was.
Yeah. Well, Hartzell, you jump in. I mean, you know this game better than me and Jeremy do.
I don't know about that.
How nervous are you when you start a game, Lindsay?
Oh yeah. I think if you're prepared, you don't have quite the nerves. But I know Coach Matthews probably has them real prepared.
Well, it looks it most of the time.
I'm so old and been around so long that Coach Matthews was student coach whenever I was playing.
Yep, Coach Matthews. I remember that when you played, didn't y'all play for the state championship in Pine Bluff?
Yes.
And I cannot remember who y'all played, but it was a close game. We almost won it.
Yeah, we never quite got it done in my years.
Well, for years in Bryant basketball, just the
There you
past
go,
history.
good defense.
Good steal, Paris, all over the court, starting early. Lady Hornets up 5-0. 5:50 left in the first period.
Coach Matthews has definitely seen something on his scouting report. He's trapping out front, trying to get in some good turnovers.
Yeah, ball handling for Mount St. Mary's, they struggle a little bit out top with the ball handling, so you probably see us with a little bit more of a trapping defense tonight against that. And here's one of my favorite players, number 14, Hartzell. Little lefty, she shoots the ball like you do.
I was watching her in warm-up. She's got a beautiful shot.
Yep. Good job, Taylor, with the rebound. Gets it blocked. Lauren Taylor, senior, 6 foot. Mount St. Mary's going the other way.
Those second chances on offense are good.
See, they got a little bit. That's just kind of the – sometimes fouls like that, you're just in the wrong place. Oh, actually, they called it against Mount. That's good. I thought they called that against Paris. What Coach Matthews said the scouting report was, it said all good. Number 42 is their best player. The 2 shooters up top, they have the potential to hit 4 or 5 threes each during the ball game, especially number 11 on the baseline. Good move, Paris Atkins.
It's a nice crossover.
Continued to be impressed with Paris Atkins and the things she could do on the basketball court.
Lady Hornets up 7-0. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left. Bryant pressuring the ball up top. Good job, Finley. Natalie Edmondson almost with steal.
They're definitely trying to turn that defense into a quick offense.
And especially anytime you're out here and you know it is almost like a shark smelling blood when you know someone's shaky on the offensive end handling the ball, man, that's where the trap. You'll see people jump that all the time. Looking for the shooter, number 11. She is one and hits it. Little 17-footer, Ellen Brady. Like I said on the scouting report, she has the potential. She can hit multiple threes. Her shot isn't as smooth like Edmondson is, who's got the ball right now, but it's effective. Muse had the ball go out of her hands. It's going to be Bryant's ball. 7-2, Lady Hornets. And Lindsay, one of the things we've noticed this year when you take a look at the Lady Hornets on offense, especially with some of the teams we've played, me and Jeremy, we've called several of these games, great pass down low and has it blocked. But the last few weeks, Bryant's had to play Northside, Conway, North Little Rock. I mean, those are 3 college basketball level teams if you've come in here and seen them play.
Very athletic.
Well, they're athletic, and they can all shoot. I mean, you sit out here like Conway had 4 girls. I mean, they could shoot from 20, 25 feet and ball handling, move and shoot off the ball. And so, and we like Laster said at the beginning, you got a lot of young girls on the court. You're just trying to do the best you can to hang in there.
Well, and they played hard and fearless in every one of those games, and they had absolutely nothing to be ashamed of.
Finley with the steal, back to Paris. Paris up strong, basket's good, 11-2, Lady Hornets. And Mount St. Mary's calls a timeout. And all right, Hartzell, you're on that end over there where somebody makes a run on you. What do you think the Mount St. Mary's coach is saying right now?
They've got to find a way to control the tempo like we talked about earlier. I think Bryant has the tempo right now, taking advantage of that trapping, getting those steals.
And Laster, what do you think Matthews is saying?
Matthews is saying keep up the intensity. He's telling them that the scouting report worked. Everything they've been practicing on for the last couple of days is working. They just got to keep up the intensity, keep up the defense, and try to end this pretty quickly.
You know, the worst feeling as a coach, and when you're doing this, you know that there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And when we watch Bryant play Northside this week, and you know good and well when you walk out on that court, you're playing a college basketball team. That's how good Northside is. And the worst feeling is when you look out there and ball handling, you know that the ball handling is like they're attacking it, and what can I do about it? It's hard to adjust.
You can't dribble through those traps. There you go.
Yep. That's it. You got to, and one of the things we've noticed this year too is that, and we do this, the Lady Hornets are do this, is those lazy cross-court passes. Those passes cannot be lazy. They've got to be pop quick, and you got to be moving toward your basket every time.
And the Hornets have extended their defense here.
Staying active in those passing lanes.
And Hartzell, you were a shooter, and so your job pretty much was to find your spot and be there. And this trapping stuff sometimes as a shooter, believe it or not, if you would stay in one spot, it would give you a better opportunity to score.
There are lots of holes on the court, and it's just all about finding them, especially in the trapping. You know, you're going to have that baseline open. You just got to be able to get the ball down there.
All good went up. She's got fouled on the shot. She'll be shooting 2. And that's kind of hard, too, whenever you do that, and especially whenever you're coaching in that situation, is teaching someone, look, don't move a whole lot against a trapping defense. Because if you move a whole lot, then your teammates can't find you. And as we talked about you being a shooter, a lot of the times if you're stationary, it's easier for the people on the court to find you if they know you're not running all over the place.
Well, I definitely like to already have my feet set, ready for that shot, you know.
And we've seen that all year. Like Emily Muse last year, we've seen this. When Emily sets her feet, she can bust that 3.
That's right. We see that for a lot of the Lady Hornets. If they can set their feet, get it in rhythm, get the pass in rhythm, great shooters.
Good pass by Finley. Quick back to her. 3 is up, just off. Rebound Mount St. Mary's. And like we talked about earlier, her confidence on her shot, she's just got to keep shooting it. She may miss some of them, but they all look good.
She's not off by much.
All good shots going in and out. Lauren Taylor, big rebound. Finley, the freshman, pushing it on the other end. She's gotten a lot better as the year has gone on. Got her feet set. Muse right there. Just like you talked about, Hartzell. You get your feet set, and you let that shot go. And, again, do you know, Hartzell, do you know when that ball's going in when you let go of it?
Oh, for sure, absolutely. You usually know where the rebound's going to go, too.
See, I really didn't have that problem when I was shooting. When I let it go, it was like, yeah.
Air ball.
Hit the backboard. Just get it in an area. All right, Lady Hornets have the ball, 14-4. Lady Hornets are up, 2:30 left in the first period. Finley's got the ball, looking to set up Muse. Got her feet set, long 3, no good. She had it on line, all good. Has a rebound going the other way from Mount St. Mary's. And Laster, there's your girl.
Goes to the left hand there. I mean, you don't see that very often. She is so skilled with the basketball, and it's so incredibly quick.
And she did a really good job with the steal just then, and she kept it in the middle of the court, which made it harder for the defense to be able to guard her. And like you said, that little crossover left-hand shot. And as the year goes on And it's one of those things, Hartzell, when you play against good people week in and week out, you may be getting beat, but it has to build your confidence up.
You're getting better.
And we've seen Finley get a lot better as the year goes on. Earlier when we started calling the games, Jeremy, she was a little shaky up top. You can see she's a lot more confident now.
She sure is. She's confident in her ball handling. She's slowing down a little bit. She's letting the game come to her, and she's really more confident in her shot as well.
All they got to do, Mount St. Mary's plays a 2-3 zone. All you got to do is move the ball against it, and use 3 from the corner. Like you said, Hartzell, set your feet, let it go.
I'm not sure how many passes they had on that offensive possession, but they moved the ball really well.
Well, and it's also when you look at somebody that's passing and something that we've noticed a difference, their passes lately, Jeremy, have been lazy. And that's why other teams have been getting so many steals on them. We're not passing the ball like that now.
We're not. Very crisp shot passes, and that's what you want to have.
Yeah, I got news on the walk. If there was one thing I would tell Emily is give that ball to a guard. She is very good when setting her feet and shooting the ball. The one weakness Emily has is she wants to put that ball on the floor. Give that ball up earlier, let that guard take it, and go set your feet. Like you said, Hartzell, being a shooter, that doesn't mean you're a ball handler.
No.
But you do your job.
I was going to say, I never liked the trap much myself.
Oh, good block. Number 11, Jayla Knight with the block. Ball's going to go out of bounds, going to go back to Mount St. Mary's. Jayla's been coming in giving the Hornets good minutes.
She executed that well. Hand straight up.
Lady Hornets up 19-4. 45 seconds left. Coach Matthews didn't like that one. A little Raleigh Massimino jump over there on the corner. And Finley with the steal. Finley, good shot. Like I said, Jeremy, you can just see her confidence.
Yeah, she's not a freshman anymore on the basketball court.
Now, you can see how she's moving. She had a nose injury, I think it was last Friday night. Shots up and good. Number 5 for Mount St. Mary's, Blake Schneider. But she had a nose injury last Friday night. Got her out of the game for a little bit. Just shows you how tough she is out here playing on Friday night. And did they count it?
Yep.
No, they did not count the shot. All right, Hartzell, what's your fondest memory besides Coach Crowder yelling at you and all those other wonderful things that you have? What's your best memory playing high school basketball?
Oh, I think the teammates and, all the camps we went to in the summer, they kept us busy, but it was sure fun. Lots of memories made. Well,
when you played, I coached with Carla for a little bit, or as one official said, hey, Carla, tell your bus driver to shut up. That was like we were playing at Benton one time, and I was coaching. I said something to the officials named Eric Baker, and he didn't like what I said to him, so he told Carla, he went, hey, Carla, tell your bus driver to be quiet. I did tell him, though. I said, no, you need to rephrase that. I'm a good bus driver. You need to tell your good bus driver to be quiet.
You still are a good bus driver.
Yeah, I am a good bus driver. Tom Farmer may not agree, who's now Mayor of Benton, but I was a good bus driver.
I never had that experience.
So, but like when you played, Lindsay, yeah, it was serious. Like we talked about, like now kids play sports today, and sports are year-round, and people always go back and go, well, it wasn't like that back then. But when you played for Bryant, it was. It was very serious.
Our coaches lived and breathed it. If we weren't playing or practicing, they were scouting somebody we were fixing to play or practice.
Yeah, I've always said Carla Crowder's probably one of the best practice coaches I have ever seen. She put more into a practice than anybody I've ever seen. Man, we had people scouted down to almost what they had for breakfast.
Yep.
Shots up, no good. Good job. Been there fighting. Jayla Knight, again, like I said, Jeremy, she's done a good job in the last few games. We've done a good job. We're starting to build a little bit of depth.
That's right. When she comes to the game, one thing that she gives you is a lot of energy, and that's exactly what you want for that, first 1 or 2 people off the bench. Come in, give you some energy, play hard for you, and good things will happen.
Jump ball on that one, number 5. That's it. Blakey Schneider for Mount St. Mary's. She did a good job getting in there. It's going to be Bryant's ball off the jump. Last year, what's your best memory you ever had playing basketball?
Best memory I ever had playing basketball was sitting on the bench for Little Rock Parkview. And watching those guys like Derek Fisher, Deion Cross, James Lindsay, all those guys just put on a clinic every night. It was an honor to play with them.
Y'all won the state championship your senior year, right?
We did, 1992.
See, Hartzell, you were there. Both of y'all played in state championship games, so y'all know that feeling. Oh, good move, Paris.
Kind of nerves for sure.
Well, it's the big stage of it, too. I mean, it's just different. I can remember that game in Pine Bluff when y'all played for the state championship. It was packed. There was about 6,000, well, probably 4,000 or 5,000 people there that night. It was a big atmosphere. Bryant's doing a good job just
staying in those passing lanes.
Yep.
Anticipating.
Edmondson. Oh.
Good thought. That's a good thought.
Actually, what Edmondson probably should have done, she had Finley on the right-hand side, and if you're watching this and you're a younger player, in that situation right there, you should have went to the right. You go cross court if a lefty. Finley would have had that layup. You try not to pass the ball on the same side you're on because your angles going up are bad.
Got to create that space between the defender.
See, Bryant still in a little bit of a 1-3-1, trapping up top. Finley's just harassing the passing lanes. All she's trying to do is get a hand on the ball. If she gets a hand on the ball, she's got Paris on one side. Paris is going to get it and take off. Yeah, Emily on the reach. Yep. Go ahead, Lindsay.
If Mount St. Mary's can never get it down to that baseline, it's wide open.
Well, and that's the weakness of a 1-3-1 defense. Mm-hmm. If you're an offensive-minded player, like you just said, what hurts a 1-3-1 is baseline. So if you can move the ball and get that baseline on a cross-court pass, it's open every time. That's what you don't want to do.
You don't want a cross-court pass like that.
Yep.
Defense to offense.
That's it. Paris Atkins, great job. 23-6, Lady Hornets. 6 minutes left in the second period. Same thing. Paris is almost like a safety. Lauren Taylor, good job in the middle on defense. And like Lindsay said, baseline's open. We did a good job crashing back on it.
Yep.
They're going to throw the ball out of bounds. It's going to be Lady Hornets ball. And Lindsay, just kind of what you just said just then, as you crash that ball to the baseline, Bryant's fast, and sometimes you can use that speed against you. So as they collapse back on you, all you have to do is pop that back up, and there's a shooter going to be open.
Yeah, I think that was a good thought on Mount St. Mary's part. They just didn't execute it.
Yep. All right, Jeremy, the keys to the game, you had them.
Yeah, we got off to a fast start. That's exactly what we needed to do. And you're in good shape right here. We're also playing with poise. We're playing fast, but we're not playing too fast. We're not turning the ball over. And so far, we've done a relatively good job of hitting our open shots. So right now, with all the keys to the game, we're right on track.
Well, and if you're watching this and you watched the Bryant Lady Hornets play against Northside the other night, and you're thinking, well, how come they can't do that against Northside? Well, you got to realize there's a whole different level of athlete on the court whenever you play a team like Fort Smith Northside. They disrupt everything you do. Mount St. Mary's is a 2-3 zone defense. Northside went straight man-to-man. They weren't going to let Lady Hornets do anything in that basketball game.
And even then, you had Finley with 17, Atkins with 16, and Edmondson with 16. So we did a good job. Like I said, we just had one bad quarter in that game, and that gives them a lot of confidence.
Good job moving the ball around. Natalie Edmondson with the three. And Lindsay, you've talked about it. She just was over in the corner and set her feet.
Yep. Got a good clean pass from the point guard there.
All good. Got a lane. She can take that. Lauren does a good job defensively. Paris Atkins gets the rebound back to Finley. Lady Hornets moving, leaving Edmondson open and again. Good job. She's got a beautiful shot.
She sure does.
And now she's confident.
Yep. And when you see her set her feet, that's the key for any shooter is you set those feet, square those shoulders up. All that practice is shooting. Like you said earlier, Lindsay, you know it's going in when you let go of it.
Oh, yeah. And after you've hit two in a row, you want it every time, don't you?
All good. Good move. Taylor's going to get her with an arm going across. Yeah, and exactly what you said, Lindsay. You said once you hit a couple of them, you get in that zone, and you want the ball every time. And it's almost like you could turn your body sideways and flip it the other way, and you just have a feeling it's still going to go in.
And as a Mount St. Mary's coach, you got to be thinking, should we come out of this zone if she's going to kill us like that?
Well, as me and Jeremy have seen all year, So you get out of a zone. So you're sitting here as a coach and you're thinking, okay, we're going to get out of the zone. Okay, so what are you going to play, man-to-man? Well, look who you got on the court. You know, you got Paris Atkins. So then you're going to move the ball around. They're going to bring Paris out top, and that's where you're going to attack. And me and Jeremy's talked about this several times. Basketball's really, and y'all have heard me say this, is a simple sport. You put your best players and you get them the ball and you make the other team guard your best player. It's who around you can beat you after that.
Got to have those support players to step up.
Yep. So if you clamp down on Paris and she can't score, who's going to step up and get 10 or 15 points to free Paris back open again? Those are the best teams. Finley, good fast pass over to Edmondson. Oh.
In and out.
And that was in. That just bounced out. 29-8, up 21. Lady Hornets, 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second period. And Lindsay, you teach first grade.
I do. I have to work with you every day.
Yeah, well, today was Man Jogger Friday.
It sure was.
Around the nation.
It sure was.
Yep.
It beats a lot of some of the other things that, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, well, we won't go there. Yeah, we're not going to.
Dr. Walters could be listening.
She could be. She's used to us by now, though, Jeremy.
She is, and Hartzell being here is probably saving our jobs tonight.
Probably a little bit, without a doubt.
I don't know. You're the lawyer in the bunch, so. I just want to comment on this beautiful arena because this is my first time to get to watch a game in it, and it's, you know, COVID hit last year right after we opened it, and this is nice, really, really nice.
If you haven't been to the new arena, and I mean, we opened it, last January. Didn't we play Benton? First ball game was Benton here, and then we played a conference season in basketball, and then we played the state tournament here. And I still say, I will never forget, you know, we both grew up in the old gym in Bryant. So if you grew up from Bryant from 1967 to last year, you played in the old gym. And walking in here for the first time, I was absolutely amazed when I walked. I couldn't believe this was at Bryant.
Me either. Same.
And last year, I know we've said this before, it's probably the nicest on-campus arena, without a doubt, I think, in this state, even going up to the D2 collegiate level.
I agree, and, you know, one of the things you want to say at this time is you want to thank the people here in Bryant for going to bat for the school district and building such a nice arena for these students. It's great for the students, but it's also great for the community, and we really appreciate the fact that they did that.
Lady Hornets with the missed shot. Mount St. Mary's getting the ball down the court. We'll see if, like Lindsay was talking about earlier, can they adjust on offense?
It is.
Shooter's open in the corner. They got the open look. And Lindsay, you know that's a hard shot.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, the thing about that baseline being open is it's the hardest shot on the court.
It's almost the easiest shot is free throw line extended. If you look out on the court, good job. Lauren Taylor with the second rebound over the back. Jayla's going to be over the back on that one. The easiest shot on the court for a shooter is, if you know, where we see the free throw line is those two little dots off of it, free throw line extended. That's the easiest shot because you can miss it right. It can bounce off the backboard and go in. If you miss it left, it's a long rebound, and your offensive guy has a better chance of getting the rebound to get it back in.
You saying you hit a lot of them off the board?
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm like last year. It's hard to say a lot of things from sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
You can develop your trash talking skills.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah,
trash talking's not the problem. I mean, I'm like a 5-star recruit from a trash talking standpoint. I just couldn't do anything with it.
And in our day, Scarlett, waving the towel was also a talent that you could only get by sitting the bench.
That's right. Good steal by Evanston. Paris Atkins, strong move, no good. Good defense by Mount St. Mary's on that. Got a hand on the ball.
See if they can get a little fast break points. Bryant speed helped get back on that one.
Again, Lady Hornets up 29-8, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. And this is just hard right now. If you're a Mount St. Mary's fan or even a player on the court, it's just tough. I thought Muse hit that one. She set her feet on that one. And Mount with the rebound going the other way. Now, Lindsay, you remember the days when y'all played Mount, and it was like 2 of the top 10 teams in the state.
Oh, nice defense. Yeah, Mount St. Mary's was really, really good year in and year out for many, many years.
I remember coaching against them. They were always very well coached, and they played hard. Yeah, Finley had a little stutter step off that last year.
Yeah, it's one of those times you got a little bit of a hurry. Saw the baseline open and tried to go a little too fast there.
Now St. Mary's on the inbound. But, yeah, I mean, I remember how hard they used to set screens. They would run an offense, and we would play man-to-man against them, and they would set you had to tell the girls all the time, watch your head. You better make sure you're talking when you're out on the court. Long three, no good, all good with the rebound. Back up top, setting it up.
Look to be adjusting a little bit on offense. They are trying to get it down to that baseline from the high post position.
Well, what they're doing is, and if Allgood can take advantage of it, that's going to be the key, because what they're trying to do is, we've talked about all year, they're trying to get the ball to their best player.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you got to be able to do. They're slowing their offense down a little bit, and they're attacking that middle. And if Allgood can finish, she's going to be able to score off that. Minute 20 left. 29-8, Lady Hornets right for half. Emily Muse, good job bringing the ball, coming up high off that. Turning around, good-looking shot.
It's good to see that she found her touch. She was scoreless the other night against Fort Smith Northside, but tonight she has found that touch and is off and rolling.
Usually when you have the ball and you roll with it like that, they usually call walking, but sometimes when it's 31-8 with 59 seconds left in the second period, they pretty much will let some of that go, but it's going to be Bryant's ball. And I'll tell you what Emily's doing a good job too is, I think she's understanding her role a little bit better. You know, stay in the middle of the court, get around that free throw line. She's such a wonderful shooter. Play in front of that basket. Stay in front of it. You're going to get your shot. Don't try to drive with it. Stay in front of it. Paris Atkins, love that shot.
And what do you do with that, Mark? I mean, you let her have that shot. She nails it on you. If you come out and guard her, she's going to drive it right past you and go for a layup.
I mean, you're right. We saw that in the North Little Rock boys game that night, and we were calling that when that DJ Smith scored 36 against the Hornets. You know, okay, he was driving, so you don't want to let him drive. Well, so you have to make him pull up and shoot the jumper. Well, if he can pull up and hit the jumper, there's not a whole lot you can do. You know, Lindsay, you've been there before from a defensive standpoint. If you know a girl can drive and you stop her from driving and she pulls up from 23 feet on you.
Yeah, there's just not much you can do about that.
No. A lot of the times you got to hope she misses and get a hand in her face.
Mm-hmm. You'd rather don't take the longer shot every day, I think.
Mount St. Mary's with the steal. 9 seconds left. Lady Hornets up big, all good, takes it in. Like you said earlier, Lindsay, they're trying to figure it out on offense. Finley, long shot. I thought Finley, that had a chance for a second. I thought.
She had it lined up.
All right, well, it is halftime now. It's 33-10. Lady Hornets up 23 going into the second half. And we will take a break. You've got Lindsay Hartzell and Jeremy Laster here with Hornet Basketball. We'll be back right after halftime. All right, basketball fans, we are back for the second half. Lady Hornets up big, 33-10 in the first half. Excellent ball game so far by Paris Atkins, doing a great job. Also, number 22 for the Lady Hornets, Emily Muse, doing a good job. And Hartzell, in the break, you were talking about the one weakness you see out of Mount St. Mary's that I don't know if they can recover from this tonight at all.
Yeah, they've got to do something about the ball handling. They just cannot get it past the three-point line most times down the court, and they've got to figure something out in that area.
And by no means, that's not anything you're probably going to be able to fix the second half.
No, that's not really an adjustment. That's a practice thing.
Yeah, that's just tough. And last year for the Lady Hornets, what do they need to do in the second half?
You just got to keep the pedal down. You got to keep up with the intensity. You can't look at the scoreboard. You play just like you were down 33-10. You talked about this before, Mark. You try to win that next minute. You still got to have that mindset when you're up by 23.
Yep. And if you're Mount St. Mary's right now, it's exactly what we just said in reverse. You try to win the next minute. You get from 8 minutes to 7 minutes, and you try to score 1 or 2 more points than them. And just do everything you can to just keep the game a little closer. We saw the Lady Hornets do it against North Little Rock earlier this year. North Little Rock's up 36. Lady Hornets got it down to 19. And they just kept coming back. Lady Hornets jumping out with good defense. Straight down the baseline. Good job being there. Number 11, Ellen Brady.
She picked up that loose ball and put it in. That's the way to get the offense started.
She did. She hustled right to it. Good job. Lady Hornets, again, Mount St. Mary's changed their defense up a little bit, trying to be a little bit more aggressive up top. Emily Muse, good job. Down low, Lauren Taylor, great pass. And Muse just then, Emily showing a little reverse layup action. That was great.
It's always good when it works out. If not, your coach is going to be a little bit mad about it.
Yeah. But she did a good job. That's 10 points for Emily.
She's playing a really good game.
Mount St. Mary's on the turnover. Lauren Taylor did a good job just then getting a hand on the ball. Mount St. Mary's, they start the second half with their starters. The Lady Hornets, you have Finley, Muse, Paris Atkins, Natalie Edmondson, and Lauren Taylor in.
So Mount St. Mary's is playing a little bit better defense. They're getting their hands in the passing lanes now.
They are. They're not laying back and letting the Hornets' outside shooters hurt them.
They're going to call a foul on Lauren. She probably walked a little bit before that, but just something we just noticed. Notice Mount St. Mary's is not as passive to start the second half. Brady just in, number 11 for Mount St. Mary's. In the past, she would have pulled up in the first half to pass the ball. That one, she went straight at Lauren Taylor.
Bryant's going to have to be careful with their passes and take a little more care of the possessions. There you go, Paris.
Yep. Number 2 should have took that to the basket. Paris Atkins, no good.
That's the first layup I've seen her miss. It's unlike her.
Me and Lasters talked about before, sometimes that is not an easy shot. People think, oh, you never should miss a layup or a 4-footer or a 5-footer. Sometimes those are not the easiest things to do. All good. Takes it right down the lane. No good. Paris Atkins with the rebound. Mount St. Mary's is going to try to attack that middle, and Paris goes right around the defender. Shot up, no good. Back to Edmondson to Muse. Sets her feet. Long 3. No good. That bounced in and out.
Let's see if Mount St. Mary's can get some offense going here.
Yeah, Brady walked on that one.
A little ahead of herself.
Yeah, you do that, and you do that pump fake sometimes, and it just automatically makes you want to just shuffle your feet. You've got to be really good at that pump fake to make it look like that and sell it.
They do it in the NBA. Why can't we do it here?
Yeah, they don't call walk in the NBA, though. I mean, in the NBA, you get, depending on who you are. LeBron James, he'll get 7 steps.
Yeah.
Some other guy may just get 3 or 4.
I think they call it a Euro step these days.
Like Euro, like Belgium, France, and England all wrapped together.
Nice shot.
Emily Muse, good shot. Emily again. Laster, you can just see their confidence is just getting better and better.
Right, and you saw her miss one the last trip down the floor and went in and out. Didn't cost her confidence at all. She came right down, set her feet, and knocked that one down.
Pierce gets the turnover again.
Good job. Lady Hornets really moving the ball well. Look at that, Edmondson, man. Good job. Love that. You can just see that confidence going up. 41-12. Lady Hornets, one more basket will be up 30, and at that point the sportsmanship rule takes an effect in basketball, or is it? Yeah, it's 30 in basketball, 35 in football. And what that means is when you're up 30 in the second half, that's going to be continuous clock for the rest of the game. Usually they'll stop it for a timeout or an injury, those kind of things. A lot of time, and sometimes for free throws, it kind of after that, it kind of goes between the coaches, kind of what they agree on. So you may see the clock even moving during free throws or even a timeout or something like that. It just depends on what the coaches agree on.
Paris split those defenders there. That was a really nice move, too. Just got to get those shots to fall.
This is the most we've seen Paris miss shots, Jeremy. I mean, she's missed 3 in the second half. She never misses those.
And they're point blank. I think it just goes back to what you're saying. She's got to be comfortable putting that shot up. Sometimes that's a very uncomfortable shot to shoot.
Yeah, you're not sure if you're going to get fouled. It kind of gets you off your rhythm.
Good job, Muse. Takes it up strong. Finley back out. Lady Hornets just doing a good job keeping the ball alive. Finley, long shot, good.
Nice. If you're Mount St. Mary's, you can't give up that many offensive rebounds.
No, you really can't.
At the same time, if you're going to have Edmondson, Finley, and Muse all hitting three-pointers on you, there's not a whole lot you can do with that.
There's really not. Lady Hornets up 44-12. Timeout, 4 minutes, 28 seconds left. And when I say the mercy rule with sportsmanship effect, Jeremy, I don't know if that starts in the fourth quarter or if it starts in the third quarter. And I really don't know. By no means are we basketball rule experts or really experts anything in basketball. They just couldn't find anybody else to call the games this year. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, we know that a certain amount of points are scored when the ball goes through the hoop.
That's it.
You're better than silence.
Yeah, we're thank you. I mean,
it is. It's also better
true.
than the squeaky shoes. I mean,
we're better than silence.
Better than silence.
It
That's
depends.
the motto. We're going to get T-shirts made up with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Sponsored by Man Joggers in America.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Better than silence.
They'll go well with those camo Man Joggers.
So, Hartzell, how long have you been teaching school?
It's my 15th year this year.
15th year. I taught Lindsay Hartzell when she was in 8th grade. Or 9th grade.
9th grade physical science,
grade
I believe.
Physical science. I sure did. I taught Hartzell when she was just a
pretty good teacher.
Yep.
I don't know what happened.
It's just things fall apart as you get older, and just
it does.
You know,
I see it happening to me too.
Yeah, every day. I do miss teaching though. I did enjoy it. Good job, Lady Hornets, on the defense with the trap. Still have the starters in, 44-12. That's probably going to change here pretty soon. Definitely, whenever they do the sportsmanship rule, we're going to see if that's going to be effect pretty soon.
I mean, it's a game. It's a good time to get your people off the bench and get them some experience in a game. You never know. Some people are gamers. They're not necessarily just practice players.
That's right. You're exactly right. Finley, long three.
Way
good
out there.
shot. Paris Atkins off the rebound, flipped it back to Finley. About a 23-footer, and Finley buried it.
She buried it, Mark, and we talked about one of the keys to the game is taking advantage of open shots, and the Hornets have done that tonight.
And they're still running the clock right now. Well, they stopped it. They had it running, and then they stopped it. So the mercy rule must not go into effect until the fourth quarter then, because they're stopping the clock right now. Yeah, Hartzell, you were talking about how pretty of an arena it is. It really is incredible.
It is really nice.
And these kids just don't understand how lucky they are to be able to play in something like this.
Yeah, I know they did a renovation back in '99, maybe. They
Brady,
added some
good
seats.
shot.
Nice shot. They need to try a little bit more of that, maybe.
Well, and really how you beat a 1-3-1 trap is you go middle, then you go low, or you go wide, and you hit that baseline. You hit those baseline jumpers. They'll get you out of that 1-3-1, but you have to have the people that can do that.
Yeah, I can tell they're being told to do that. It's just not being able to execute it all the time.
Yeah, she walked on that also. It's tough when you got people running at you, and you're a little uncomfortable, and it's easy to move those feet.
You guys have talked a lot about the confidence of the Lady Hornets. I think we're seeing the opposite side of that with Mount St. Mary's. Once you can start turning the ball over, it kind of gets contagious.
And we've seen the Lady Hornets do that against the north side. And, Jeremy, we've seen that in reverse for the Lady Hornets because, you're throwing extremely talented basketball players on the court, and it's tough. And what happens when you play against people that good is every little thing you do wrong is compounded. It shows up even more. Like if you're not a really good, strong ball handler, but you're an okay ball handler against a Northside or a Conway, that stuff gets exposed very quickly.
It does, and it goes back to what Lindsay was saying a little bit earlier. Ball handling is so important. If you can't, get into your offense, then obviously you're not going to score, and so it's a big problem, and that can't happen for you.
Yep. And Hartzell, you said that earlier about Mount St. Mary. That's been their thing. If they had one ball handler, if they had one girl that could handle the ball, this would be a different offense tonight.
Yeah, Bryant's defense, their active hands, their traps, it's all working well.
Mount St. Mary's going to knock that out of bounds. And in this game right here, Bryant's just faster. They're just moving quicker. They already know the ball's going. The passes aren't as crisp.
And I want to give Blakely some credit here for Mount St. Mary's. She's their point guard. It's really hard when you've got a trap coming at you all the time. You got to count on your teammates to flash to the ball and give you some relief there. She's been in a tough spot tonight.
Good job, Paris, going in strong for that rebound. Jayla Knight missed that little jumper. Going to be a turnover again. Lady Hornets up 49-15, 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third period. And, Lindsay, you have the wonderful experience of being able to work with your mom, who is a fifth grade teacher, Kay Menard, in the same building.
Yeah, it's been – I've worked with her my whole career. I don't know what I'll do when she retires.
I don't either.
And I can start misbehaving at that point, I guess.
She's an elite level teacher. She
sure
really
is.
is.
Yeah, we want to give a shout-out to Miss Menard. There's someone very dear to me who knows her very well on a daily basis. And she does a tremendous job with him.
Ira Laster, the man, the myth.
The smile.
Texas A&M fan, we understand, from his kindergarten teacher.
No.
A Mount St. Mary's graduate, which may explain a lot of it,
Ms.
Nancy Papacek.
She's not even that good of a teacher. She can't turn Ira into an A&M fan.
Well, can't be a Texas A&M fan to be a good teacher. It just those two things don't go together.
Miss Papacek is listening. I hope she feels good that she's gotten Ira grounded several times for saying gig'em.
She taught my girls too, and she definitely tried to teach them some gig'em signs. It got shut down real quick.
And I foster this kind of behavior. I think it's great. A little competition in the building's wonderful.
Yeah.
Paris Atkins on the last steal and layup, make it 53-15. Paris has 14 points tonight. Good balanced scoring, Jeremy. I mean, you look at this. We've talked about this several times. The best teams have 5 guys that can score.
That's right, and you got good balanced scoring. So what that does to a defense is who do you guard?
That's right.
Who do you focus on? And, just a few minutes span earlier, you had Edmondson and Finley and Muse all hitting three-pointers. So what do you do in that situation? You got to try to just pick your poison and hope that it turns out the best.
Yep.
As statistics say, you'd rather them take a 3 than a layup. So, but they've been on fire tonight, so that hadn't worked out well.
55 seconds left in the third period, 53-15. Lady Hornets walked by Finley. She knew it. You could even see her talking to herself on that. She knew she was going to make that move, just a little stutter step. And Lindsay, what we were saying earlier, if you got 5 girls that can score 10 or more points on the court at the same time, like you said, it is just almost, and like Jeremy said too, it's almost impossible to guard that.
Oh, yeah.
And even coach against it.
Yeah, I can remember back in the days our defense was dependent on what they had on offense. If they had one good player, we boxed and won that one player. Got a foul there.
All good. Good, strong move, a little left-hand shot. Took the contact from Jayla Knight and put it back up and in.
She did a good job splitting the defense there as well. Great footwork.
She struggled tonight, and because they've been trapping the guard so hard up top, it's been hard to get her the ball. And she's a good, hard-nosed player. Free throws up and good for the traditional three-point play. 53-18, 30 seconds left, third period. So I guess that means the sportsmanship rule must start in the fourth period for the running clock. Lady Hornets turned the ball over there with 20 seconds left. See, Lady Hornets really kind of playing back now, just kind of keeping Mount St. Mary's in front of them, not letting them drive. Long three up, no good. I thought that was going in. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
Seems like they've sunk back into a zone there, but they're still being very active out at the three-point line.
Again, Lady Hornets up 53-18 to start the fourth period. And you take a look at the scoring tonight, Jeremy. You got Paris with 14. 20, and my number, Emily Muse with 15. 21, Finley with 11. Natalie Edmondson with 9. So they got 4 players right there with basically 10 points or more.
That's right. When you're Coach Matthews, you look up and see that's exactly what you want to see, game in and game out. He would take that every night. And it's similar to what we did the other night against a very talented Northside team when Finley had 17, Atkins had 16, and Edmondson had 16.
Again, those are all, you got a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior.
And something to really get excited about if you're a Hornets fan. You look at how well they're playing here, especially at the end of the season, and it gives you a lot of hope for future years. Bryant Hornet basketball, Lady Hornets are going to be good for several years.
Yeah, only one senior on the team. That's Lauren Taylor, number 41. Lauren's on the court right now. So you can see the majority of their offensive production is really coming from the underclassmen. Hornets subbing out now. You have Jayla Knight, number 11. Number 4 is Kania Horton. And then number 23 is Lania Johnson. And Mount St. Mary's has the turnover. And this is where it's kind of hard to. It's hard to have intensity when you're up this much, Hartzell.
It is. It is hard to keep the foot on the gas. I think 27 may be hurt. 23, that is. Lania Johnson's holding that knee.
And you said it too earlier, Lindsay, is that this is where you find out, okay, what gamers do we have sitting over on the bench? Which person do we put in the game? All of a sudden you're like, whoa, okay, we don't see that in practice, but you put her under the lights, she starts showing out.
Not sure what the foul call was here.
And again, from a coaching standpoint, that's what that's kind of what you're looking for right now. Which girls are you going to put out there that they're going to give 150%, even though you're down 30 in the fourth period? Who's going to give me 150%, and at the same time, who's going to absolutely Yep. Must have been a technical. I don't really see what the technical was about, though.
It looked like there was some contact mark away from the ball. One of Mount St. Mary's players kind of gave a good shove to number 23 for the Hornets, Lania Johnson. We talked about open layups being hard to do. This is hard to do right here, too. Lining up to shoot a free throw and there's nobody in the lane at all, nobody on the key. It's hard to do this.
We hadn't shot too many free throws tonight.
No, we really haven't. And you can always tell a good officiating crew a lot of the times is that if you don't notice they're there. And so far this crew tonight has been really good from the standpoint I really hadn't paid any attention if they've been on the court or not. That's probably the highest compliment you can give an officiating crew is if you don't realize they've been calling a game, which means they're not affecting the game.
That's very true.
We've seen plenty of games in our life, man, where officials have gone in. I mean, they have changed what happens in a game, and at the end of the night, you knew exactly what he looked like, who he was, who she was, everything by how bad the game was called.
Well, they got a fast break here. See if they can. Wow.
Good job, Lady Hornets, getting back. Number 4,
Kania Horton.
Kania Horton.
Showing some spunk. This is where you earn your playing time.
Horton, good job. She was playing well in the JV ball game earlier, and I think that was
offensive rebound there, number 11.
Yep, Jayla Knight. Yeah, Lady Hornets doing a good job again. 56-18, 5 minutes left. At this point, Mount St. Mary's just doing anything they can to improve. And they've struggled this year, Jeremy. You were saying earlier about their record so far.
Right. They haven't really put one in the win column yet, but you can tell they are well coached. They respond very well to their coach. They've had to make several adjustments here tonight, and they've done that. they've run into some of the same problems that the Hornets have in the past, and they can't get open shots to fall, and sometimes that just happens. And sometimes it just happens that you run against a team that, against the Hornets like tonight, and they hit all kinds of three-pointers on you, and it's hard to stop that.
I'm not sure what they called here, if it's going to be a walk or a foul.
It should be a walk.
Looked like a walk to me.
Yeah. Should be a walk.
They called a jump ball, it looks like.
Yeah.
Still going to go to.
So, Hartzell, after you left Bryant, you went to
University of Arkansas at Fayetteville a couple years, and then I finished up at UALR. I spent a little time on the intramural courts up in Fayetteville. I think I was better once I got to college than I was in high school.
Oh, yeah, I definitely was a lot better player when I got to college. I think you just get more aggressive. It's like naturally you learn that, hey, I'm just going to go out there and go 100 miles an hour and not think. I think the older you get, you just quit thinking about those kind of things.
Intramural courts were pretty fun. You didn't really have so much of a structure of an offense or, just some street ball, I guess.
That was Edmondson just then, Natalie Edmondson, number 14. You watch her shoot, Hartzell. She shoots a lot like you did.
And that shot's pretty. I don't think mine was ever that pretty. She's got such good form. It comes off with a high arch, good spin, and it usually hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
If I remember right, you had a floater shot. Your shot floated
I
toward
shot more
the basket.
from my hip, but
yep.
I did get some arch on it. I know that was important, I guess. But her shot's really, really pretty.
Probably the best shooter last year. We did the Northside game a couple of years ago, didn't we, with Isaiah Joe? Probably the best shooter I've ever seen in my life was Isaiah Joe in a high school game. He hit 9 threes against Bryant, and I think they at one time they were boxing one. They were doing everything humanly possible to keep him away from the ball. It didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, even when he was in that Razorback uniform, he showed that he could drive to the basket too, so he could hurt you both ways, like we were talking about with Paris.
Yeah, Paris can. I mean, Paris is getting better and better. Next year, I have a feeling her confidence level is going to make her even more difficult to guard than it was this year. And the basketball conference we play in high school, good-looking shot. Doesn't go, though, but she had a good stroke on her.
Jayla's out with the rebound, pushing the ball.
If that would have went in, I'd have been impressed.
I think she kind of had to get it up any way she could there, and she got her own offensive rebound and put it back up, so that worked out for her.
Yep, and we're under the sportsmanship rule right now because I think it must be, Jeremy, it must be in the fourth quarter because now it's a running clock, and again, sportsmanship rule is when you're up by 30 late in the game, so what they do is they speed the game up at that point to make the score where it's not worse, and so they just run the clock. So right now we're shooting free throws, they're running the clock. And again, Lady Hornets up 58-18 at this point with 1:30 left. So, Lindsay, are you thinking about doing this professionally full time now?
Oh yeah, this is fun. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's really not bad.
I mean, I watch sports. If I could watch them for a living, that'd be nice.
I mean, me and Laster, we're not quitting our day job.
I guess I
by
won't
any
either.
means. And I know there's probably some hope from Dr. Walters, maybe I would quit my day job and do this kind of, but. No, not so far.
She mentioned that earlier today, Mark.
I know.
It's probably heard quite often in the halls of the admin building.
Oh, I'm sure. Lauren Taylor back out.
3 seconds. A little too long in the lane, maybe. You don't see that call a whole lot.
No, you really don't. We rarely ever see that. And I think a lot of that has to do, too, is the game is so fast-paced now. Mm-hmm. Back 20 years ago when the game was a little slower, you'd see 3 seconds called in the lane more. You had more big men underneath, those things. You just don't see that anymore. It's funny how the evolution of the game, you go, I played before there was a three-point line. And it's hard to imagine it, but we did. And so the game was a little bit different on how it was done then. And the three-point line changed everything in basketball, and especially college. Brady, good shot.
It was
a
a
little
nice
aggressive.
shot. That shot from the top of the key is a fun shot, too. Good game.
It was a very good game. Lady Hornets up 58-21 is going to be the final. Great game. Probably one of the best games we've seen them play this year. Hartzell, we loved having you.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed spending the evening with you guys.
You did wonderful. Laster, me and you are going to be back for the boys' game. Hartzell, you can stay with us. You can bring that insight to the boys' game if you want to.
I think I've had a long day, long week working with you. I'll call it a night.
Long week working with me. Do you want to say hi to your girls? Because I'm sure your girls are just.
Oh, if they're listening, hey Grace, hey Caroline.
Hey, Kay Menard. I know you're listening. Your little
Mama.
girl did good. She did great. All right, thanks, guys. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we've got the men's game coming up. It is Bryant versus Little Rock Catholic coming up next. we're back. It's Bryant basketball. It's the Bryant boys. Bryant Hornets versus Little Rock Catholic. Sorry, Laster, I kind of had a little, I don't know what happened to me just then. It's like I forgot where I was at.
Happens to the best of us.
It was probably being in the greatness of Lindsay Hartzell.
That's right. She really did a good job.
She did good. She's like the Dick Enberg of first grade, or the Jim Nance of first grade teaching announcers and stuff. I told her, I said, look, Hartzell, she needs to do like more of the girls' games because she's good. She knows her stuff.
She could take over this job and they'd never, think of us again.
Well, she knows basketball. She knows her sports. I love talking to her about that stuff, and it's really funny because then I'll start goating her about Arkansas recruiting because you know how I feel about Arkansas recruiting. I think it's horrible. We've won 3 straight state championships in Bryant. It's like, don't you think you ought to come get some Bryant kids? But, hey, they're too busy. I guess DeWitt and Hazen have some kids that they need to go get instead.
Well, Coach Pittman, if you need help recruiting, Mark Scarlett, who's the principal at Bryant Elementary, is your man.
Look, me and Laster's got a recruiting plan for the University of Arkansas. Now, it may involve probation after a couple of years, but it'll work. We'll have 5 years of elite-level national championship quality games, 2 years of probation, then we'll be back on our feet again. But it'd be a great run for 5 years. All right, well, we're back, and it is Little Rock Catholic versus Bryant tonight. And I'm going to tell you, and DJ Timmy gave me the scouting report on Little Rock Catholic, and he said it. He said the shot clock in high school basketball this year hurt this team more than anybody in high school basketball because they're an old school, very well coached, 45 to 1 minute set each play.
They're going to make your defense work, and the Hornets are going to have to be ready for that tonight.
Yeah, they did. And before the shot clock, Catholic was the type of team. They were the Princeton of high school basketball. Very difficult type squad to play against. And we know what the Hornets are. They have done a wonderful job the last few games. And I'm going to tell you, you got a freshman out there, number 0, Drake Fowler. He has really come to life in the last few ball games.
It's been good to watch him grow as a player this season.
We know who the dude is for the Hornets. We talk about this. You take your best player, number 10, Cameron Hunter, you run your offense through him is what we do, and we find other people that help beat you. And the Hornets have done that. Ruffner's done a good job lately. He's done a very good job. Cade Ruffner, number 3. He has played well for the Hornets. Keys to the game, Laster. What you got?
Keys to the game is you got to forget the records. You got to start strong. Catholic is coming off a win against Cabot, so they're going to be confident tonight. They're going to try to get another one. You want to have balanced scoring like we've had the last couple of games, not let them key just on Cameron Hunter, and then finally you want to finish. We had a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left earlier this week at Northside. We let that get down to 8 late. Can't let that happen tonight. Need to start strong and hang on.
And you can see Little Rock Catholic, we talked about that Princeton offense. Pass, screen, and cut. Pass, screen, and cut. And you can see that's where the shot cut down to 3-2, and they turn it over. Last year, they would have kept that possession going until maybe 2 minutes into that set.
It's a great equalizer. If you're able to make a defense work, particularly the kind of defense that Bryant has, where they want to be up in your face at all times and playing aggressively, you can make them work for 45 seconds, a minute 15 seconds. You're going to get some easy shots, but you're right, the shot clock takes that opportunity away from you.
Yep. Corey Nichols, strong move, left hand, man. I'm going to tell you that football strength that's sitting in that weight room and doing that Buck James 212 plan pays off on the basketball court for Corey Nichols. That was a good, strong drive right down the lane, left-hand shot. Good. Hornets up 3 after the old-fashioned three-point play. Catholic bringing the ball up the court. Ben Bernat. Cole Pace. You can see Catholic just looking for that offensive set. They're going to be moving the ball around. Shot up, no good. Big Will Diggins. Rebound gets it to Fowler. Hornets good spacing on that. Cade Ruffner, 3-shot, good.
Ruffner's got an outstanding looking shot, and he's just grown in confidence as this season has gone on.
Yeah, and you just hit the nail on the head. He's done that. You can just see him getting better and better, and he is an excellent shooter. Little Rock Catholic, again, they're just Bryant man-to-man, and all Catholic's doing is they're spacing the court, They pass and cut, And they're looking for you to make a mistake on a switch, and they got a backdoor layup. Got to travel on that play.
And how about Big Will Diggins right there? Great defensive play at the top of the key.
Big Will, offensive lineman for the Hornets.
And he's been very close to several double-doubles in a row right here. I mean, he gives the Hornets so much, both with scoring and rebounding.
He's another one of those confidence guys. He's just getting stronger and stronger each game, and you can see how he moves, you know. Ruffner right down the lane, good move. Shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound. They're going to call a foul on the floor. He did a good job. Again, Ruffner, just a junior, 6'3". He gets a little stronger, hits that weight room next year. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
That's exactly right.
Corey Nichols is going to be inbound the ball for the Hornets. Hornets up 6-0. 5 minutes, 38 seconds left. And we've talked all year. Good move, Cameron Hunter. Tried to skip past the wheel, wasn't there. Long three, no good by Catholic. Strong move underneath. Good rebound, number 24. And here you go. I'm going to earn my money, which ain't a whole lot, is CJ Anekawalu. 6'4", on that rebound and putback.
Very athletic move on his part. Good free throw there. He is also guarding Cameron Hunter, so you know what that means, that his coaching staff thinks of him.
That's right. We've talked about this several times, and it's a simple strategy in basketball. Again, you build your offense around your best player. And what the Hornets do is they build their offense around Cameron Hunter. And then as you try to stop Cameron Hunter, which is hard to do, as you do that, that's where these other guys are beginning to step up and make Bryant a very tough out in the state tournament that's coming up. Corey shot long. Little Rock Catholic on the rebound, heading the other way. Again, very disciplined team, and Drake Fowler with a good steal. Drake, a freshman. They counted the basket. I think what they counted that is goaltending, and
It depends if it hits the glass first.
Yeah, if it hits the glass first, it's going to be goaltending. We don't have the ability to look at the instant replay but if it hit that backboard first, then you block it. They call it goaltending every time. So good job, good steal by Drake. 8-1 Hornets. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first period. Number 22 in the ball game for the Hornets, Gavin Brunson. I know you love that guy, Jeremy.
I do. He's a hard worker. He's physical, hard-nosed. Gives the Hornets a lot of good minutes with maximum effort.
See, Catholic making that Hornet defense work. They're just looking for someone to not be in the right place at the right time so they can cut off of it. 3 up, no good. Cameron Hunter with the rebound. Yeah, that's going to be a charge in any league, in any language in the world.
It is, Mark. But you still got to love it with Brunson because he's so strong. He knows he's got a strength advantage. And what you tell a player like that is you want to be aggressive down low. Yep. He was doing exactly what he was coached to do.
And I'll tell you this much. The one thing that does do is that defender next time is going to be a little bit more gun shy when Brunson gets that ball to go to the hole.
That's exactly
right. That hurt. No matter how he did a great job taking that charge, but that's not something you want to do again like that. So that was a good strong move, but a charge by Brunson. He got bailed out on a foul on this one.
Goes back to what we've talked about before this season, Mark. When you're not moving your feet and you're reaching, even if you don't foul, oftentimes you're going to get that called on you. You got to keep moving your feet, keep the player in front of you.
Because it looks like a foul.
Right.
That's it. A lot of the times fouls are called because they look like fouls. We used to tell our girls all the time we coach, don't slap down on the ball, always slap up. Because if you hit the ball and it goes down real hard, they're going to think it's a foul. If you slap up, the ball goes straight up in the air. It doesn't look like a foul. In Catholic, again, Schroeder, the defense. Cameron Hunter on the rebound. Shot was missed by number 2, Jack Potter. Ruffner, strong move, no good. A little bit of body, they didn't call it, but they've been pretty consistent. Wide open three from the corner, no good. Guess what? Cameron Hunter with the rebound. To Big Wheel. Probably not the best pass for Big Wheel.
Well, you do like to reward him for running the court.
Yep.
You can't really hit him with a bounce pass.
No.
So put it right there in his hands.
Wheel's got his thing. You kind of know what your strong points are on that, and Big Wheel's strong points are probably not, like you said, hitting that bounce pass and running up with it. And Hornets up 8-1 so far with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. And we went back to that offensive thing we've talked about many times, Jeremy, is the fact that you get that ball to Cameron Hunter, and what the other defenses are going to do is they're going to design how to stop Cameron Hunter. What the Hornets are going to have to make a long run in the tournament, in the 7A tournament, is that they're going to have guys step up, like we talked about with Lindsey Hartzell the last ball game. If you can have 5 guys that score 10 points to 13 points a game, Cameron Hunter now becomes a guy that can score 25 and 30.
That's exactly right.
Due to that.
You know, Cameron Hunter is not going to be a secret to anybody that we face for the rest of the season, including the playoffs. And so you're exactly right, Mark. I mean, the more people you can have contribute and get confident right now, the harder out the Hornets are going to be in the state tournament.
That's true, and that goes with any team. There's no secret with that. Every coach in the country would tell you it doesn't matter if it is from North Carolina and Duke to Musselman and Arkansas all the way down to a junior high coach. It's the same basic fundamentals is what you're doing. Stop the other guy's best player, make somebody else beat you. It's simple. In fact, it's a strategy of almost any sport. Again, Little Rock Catholic, same thing. Pass and cut, good job. Jump defense to Will Diggins. Challenging every shot, good job. Good defense by the Hornets. Back to Ruffner, long three, Cade Ruffner, no good. Good block out by Little Rock Catholic. That's old school right there. Zallen Brown with the rebound. You notice when that ball was shot, Jeremy, every one of those guys grabbed a man and put a butt on them.
They did. That's something you'd love to see as a coach.
Yep. They even had their arms kind of over back to the side to feel where they're at. I mean, that is old school fundamental basketball right there, something you don't see a lot of anymore. That's going to be ball's going to go out of bounds against Little Rock Catholic. Again, we talk about straight things that we learned growing up, how to play, you just don't see in the game anymore because the game is a little bit different than what it was 20, 30 years ago.
You see Catholic getting set in their defense.
They've changed their defense up too, so they're stretching their defense out a little bit. Corey walked on that as they come out. Brunson's coming back in. Drake Fowler's in the game. Aiden Adams, the Division I he signed a Division I baseball scholarship. Will be pitching next year. And Toroga, I think, is the Division I school in Texas he'll be playing at. Long three out top. No good for Catholic. Austin Schroeder with the rebound to Adams. George is going to be pushing down the middle of the court. So Catholic doing a good job. And, we talked, their intensity's picked up, Jeremy. You can see they're playing a little quicker on the defensive end. Adams with a long three, no good.
You want to see that fall for Adams. Once he can hit one, he'll hit 2 or 3.
He's a street shooter. If he gets hot, and Lindsey talked about this the last ball game, if you're a shooter, you hit 1 or 2 of them, all of a sudden that basket is the size of a swimming pool. Anything you throw up, you feel like it's going to go in. Good defense by the Hornets.
Yep.
Going to get Schroeder on the foul on that.
Mark, that's that backdoor cut that you talked about all game long that Catholic's looking for. They're looking for you to make that one mistake on a switch or to take you on a backdoor cut and get a easy opportunity for points here.
CJ Neko-Walu is on the line. Getting Hornets up 8-1, 57 seconds left in the first period. And that's what they get you on that on the cut and screen stuff. Is what they get you on that is that if you overplay it on the defensive end, they cut on you real quick. Then you try to catch up on the back end of that, and that's where a lot of those little reach fouls are. Again, missed both free throws. Corey Nichols, good move inside. In those situations right there, you would probably, and I know Coach Abrahamson, Corey made a good athletic move, but in that situation, get that ball out quicker. Pass that ball around. You've got all these guys sucked in on you. Get that ball back out.
Yeah, that's right. And Hornets look like they're struggling a little bit with the Catholic changing up their defense. They want to get comfortable getting the right set.
Well, we've talked about this before, too, is the tempo of an offense. What you do is when you switch defenses is you're making the offense change their tempo. So if they're out there playing really well and they've got a certain tempo going, you want to change that, and that's why you change defenses.
Yeah, and like so many things in sports, if you can make your opponent uncomfortable,
that's it.
Make them do something they don't want to do or not comfortable doing, you're going to be successful.
That's right. Again, Little Rock Catholic, all they're doing is looking for someone to make a mistake on the defensive end, not being able to get around a screen. Good job. Corey Nichols on the steal going the other way. Going to pull it back out to 8. Adams, long three. Good shot. Aiden Adams. And I'm telling you what, he just made his grandma, Nikki, and Kay very proud on that long 25-foot three.
He should be. He caught that right in stride, didn't hesitate 1 second. It was a beautiful shot.
3 in the corner by number 4. Now, this is one of my favorite names right here. Number 4 with the 3, Bo Cronenberger. I love that. That's just a great last name.
It's a great basketball name.
It is. I may change my last name. I think Monday I'm going to go by Cronenberger. Just from now on.
You might need to go by a different name.
I probably should, yeah, without a doubt. Again, great job. Hornets up 13-4, and we just talked about Aiden Adams just a second ago. Adams is another one of those guys that if Bryant's going to make a run in the state tournament, Jeremy, he's a guy that if he can get 3 or 4 threes a game, he opens up that court now, and it makes it very difficult to be able to play Bryant man-to-man.
And we've seen that before when even last year in the playoffs, when Bryant played their best, he was hitting threes. Mm-hmm. And that opens that lane up, and you know what Cameron Hunter and other Bryant players can do when that happens.
That's right. It just opens everything up where you have to find him now. So now you've either got to, if you've been in a zone, now you have to extend out your zone and go to a man to account for a guy that can shoot like that. That's where Cade Ruffner, that's where Adams comes in. Gabe George has done a good job of that. Is where they come in and they start busting those threes all of a sudden. You can't collapse back on Cameron. You've got to go find these guys, and you've got to get them quick because they have the trigger to go out and bomb you and just bomb you out of a game. Hornets up 13-4, just starting the second quarter. Again, right off the cut. Good job. Corey Nichols and Cameron Hunter gets it to Aiden. Back up top to Gabe George to Adams. A good job, good defense. They found where he was quick. Cameron Hunter right down the lane, back to Aiden. Long three, Aiden in and out. No good. And one of the tendencies we look for in ball games is with the officiating. It seems this year there is a lot more of, they call the little touch fouls, the little, to where if you go out and you put your hands on somebody away from the basket, they're calling that consistently. We've seen that all year.
That's right, Mark, and as you said before, if you're a player, you got to get used to that. You got to play with that in mind.
Darren Wallace into the ball game now, number 14. You got Brunson, you got Cameron Hunter, Gabe George. Newbern into the ball game for the Hornets. And you can see their job is to try to disrupt Catholic, but good job. That's 2 in a row now for Bo Cronenberger. Quick shooter from the corner. He's hit one from the left and right side. Gabe George, good move and good jumper.
The Hornets really needed that. They were up 13-1, got down to 13-7. They needed to settle down and get a good shot. Hopefully that will lead to some better things here.
Hornets up 8, 15-7.
That was a walk.
Yep. You can't do a ball fake, move your hips and legs at the same time. They're usually going to call that. And Hornets going to be bringing the ball in. Again, that's going to be number 12. Landon Newbern. Wallace is, again, like Ruffner. He gets in that weight room over the summer, gets a little stronger. He is going to be a very good 7A basketball player. Smooth jumper, no good. Catholic's got the ball going the other way. Better guard Cronenberger over here in the corner. Ruffner picks him up pretty quick. He's hit his first 2. And again, Catholic's probably going to be, again, just switching. Now that Kronenberger's hit 2 threes in a row, notice that lane opened up a little bit more because of that. CJ Anekawalu back at the line for Catholic. I think he has had 4, if I remember right, this is his 4th free throw. He's missed all of them. He got the 5th one.
He brings a lot of energy, brings a lot of athleticism. He's always around the ball. I can tell that the coach is very high on him and just about the positions that he's putting him in.
It's another great name, too. Kronenberger, Anekawalu. I mean, those are some sweet names to have to announce during the game. Second free throw goes in for Anekawalu, and Bryant's got the ball. Setting it back up, Little Rock Catholic in a man-to-man, extended it out just a little bit. George again, good pump fake. Bryant, good job on spacing. Makes it a little bit harder in that man. Great pass, Cameron Hunter. Good job. And we've seen that. They were focusing on when Cameron touched that ball. Good vision.
Yeah, Newbern was able to get loose there.
Kronenberger, no good. Cameron Hunter, big board coming down to Gabe George. You can see when Cameron gets it, that defense knows where he's at. And good job getting Newbern open just then on the assist.
Newbern did exactly what you're supposed to do when your man loses you. Go right to the hole.
Darren Wallace, 3 from the corner, no good. Good-looking shot, just wouldn't go in. That's 2 now. Good attack, good job, Cameron Hunter with the block. No foul. There wasn't. He didn't touch him. That was just a great block. George gets the foul. Pushed that probably a little too much. You know, that was really like a 1-on-4 play. He got bailed out with the foul on that.
He did. You want to see him either pass the ball there or just pull up and take a 5-6 footer. He's got good enough touch he can make that shot.
17-9 Hornets. 5 minutes left in the second period. Free throw bounces off. You can see right now there's just not – and this is what Catholic does to you. They take the tempo out of the game. The tempo now it's just choppy. There's no good rhythm to it. So that's why the score is 18-9. It's just harder to score the way they play defense and the way they play offense.
And they want to chip away at you. So in 2 minutes they want to look up at the scoreboard and maybe it's 18-13.
Good defense, Hornets, by Wallace and George. Cameron Hunter, strong move, no foul. You got to get to the other end, though, Cameron. If they don't call it, you got to get back. Yep. Wallace with the foul on that. And what Wallace was doing was he was using his body and feet at the same time. He didn't establish the position. They're going to call that on like a block every time.
That's right. I think Coach A was a little concerned, too, that we didn't get good rotation on defense once the man got loose there for Cabot. You need to have somebody rotating to help out, and that wasn't there.
And that's what their offense does to you. It's constantly the way they move, the way they pass, the way they run that offense. If you have one little mental mistake, they're going to capitalize on it pretty quick. Free throws up, no good. And Bryant going the other way to George. Long 3 by George, going to be over to the left. Fowler, good rebound to Ruffner. Good job, Hornets. Cameron Hunter with another rebound. Hornets doing an excellent job of just staying with it. And those long rebounds help a lot in that. Hornets, good spacing. Newbern testing the waters. Good pass to Ruffner. Good job. Great job by Newbern.
Really impressed with the Hornets with their spacing, like you said, Mark. They're passing the ball, good floor vision, and they kind of gave Catholic some of their own medicine there and got an easy shot deep in the shot clock.
Good job, Fowler. Good hustle. Gets it to Hunter. And Cameron, good strong move. Good shot. 22-9, Hornets making a run. 3:30 left. Hornets really picking it up on defense. Cameron Hunter gets a steal. George picks it up. Hornets going the other way. You say just can't. Good block by Nekawalu. Like you said, he's athletic and long, and Cameron went up, and he's a quick jumper. And you can see Catholic right now. We saw this last week against Cabot when we played Cabot. Catholic right now, they're having to work so hard to just score. You know, they're not really trying to score in some ways. They're just throwing shots up at times because our defense is so good.
That's right.
Cronenberger at the line. And again, we see that a lot, too. Anytime you watch college basketball, high school basketball, good defensive teams just disrupt another offense. I mean, they just, Catholic right now, like I said, they're just struggling to get any open look because of it. And Schroeder out on the wing, just looking, roughing her down low. Took a body shot.
Once again, good movement there, good spacing by the Hornets. You don't see a lot of just standing around and watching the basketball on offense, and that's always going to make a defense work.
Everybody's always cutting to the basket. Good athletic move by Schroeder to get that ball back out to Fowler. Cameron Hunter, long three. And again, not much you can do about that. You don't want him to drive, and he just buries a 22-footer right in front of your bench. 25-9 Hornets, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left before halftime. Good defense. Job Hornets. Will Diggins with it. Schroeder. You just see, man, we've talked about this many times, Jeremy, confidence. So the Hornets have it on offense. It's like they're almost, all they're doing is just setting it up. Cameron Hunter, good strong move. Cameron does such a good job. He can take contact and score better than most 6'1" guys I've seen. He does a great job of that.
He's just so strong.
If there's any young players out here watching, you get in that weight room. You get strong, and I'm telling you, the game gets a lot easier the stronger you are. Fowler, a little strong move to the basket. Bryant's taking over now.
You know, Fowler is deceptively quick. You don't expect him to make an explosive move like that if you just look at him. But it's an amazing move, very quick, very strong move to the hole.
Hornets up 29-9 with 1:20 left before halftime. They've really come out and just dominating on the defensive end. Again, Catholic just struggling to do anything. Good job, Diggins, bodying him up, not letting him have a clean lane to the basket. Good job, Schroeder. Shot clock went off on that, but Hornets already had the ball going the other way. Again, good spacing, good passing by the Hornets tonight. They're just in control. No good by Cameron Hunter, and Catholic's going the other way. And Cameron Hunter, I'll just get it right back and just lay it up. It's that simple. It's a simple game for a simple man.
He can play any position on the court. He can guard any position on the court. It presents a huge matchup problem for any team that the Hornets face.
15 seconds left. Hornets up 31-9 to finish out the half. Catholic just trying to get something going before half. Shots up, no good. Big wheel. And they're going to call the foul on that. That was good hustle. Number 33 for Little Rock Catholic, Noah Wright, the junior. You notice every time he's going in on Big Wheel and Cameron, he keeps bouncing off of him because he's not strong enough.
Well, and he's a very good player, you can tell, and they really count on him. So you've seen several times here where Catholic has needed to absolutely have a basket. He's the one they're going to down low.
Yep. Just hustle, just getting after it. 31-11. Basket was good. 5 seconds left. Going for the traditional three-point play. No good. Ruffner gets the rebound for the Hornets. And they're pushing it. 2 seconds. Fowler, long three. Good. Hey, you know it's going your way when a guy who usually doesn't shoot the three catches it with 2 seconds left and buries it.
Well, he caught it right in stride, had his feet underneath him, and it looked good when it left his hands.
Great first half for the Hornets, 34-11. And we're going to go ahead and finish the first half up. And you got Mark Scarlett and Jeremy Laster. We'll be right back, and we'll see you and talk back to you again right before the second half. You're listening to Hornet Basketball And we're back for the second half. It's Jeremy Laster, Mark Scarlett, the sounds of Bryant Athletics with DJ Timmy just blowing through the speakers right now, Jeremy.
That's right. You never know what you're going to get, number one. But number two, you're going to get it very loud.
Going to get loud. And again, as always, as you're the school attorney of the Bryant School District, DJ Timmy is not affiliated with the Bryant School District anyways and does not do parties. So everybody's got to.
That's right.
We got to be open about that.
We have to always put that disclaimer out there.
Yep. Only for Bryant Athletic events can you visit DJ Timmy. All right, Jeremy, you said the keys to the game early, and pretty much it's just been in fact, for both the girls and the boys game, you've pretty much hit it on the head.
That's right. We wanted to start strong. We did that. We want to have balanced scoring. You look at the scoring column right now, balanced scoring for the Hornets, exactly what Coach A wants to see. The last one that remains to be seen that's going to be crucial in this game is that we've got to finish. As I mentioned earlier, we had that 19-point lead with 4 minutes left, Mark, against Fort Smith Northside on Tuesday. They were able to get it down to 8. We can't let that happen. We've got to keep the foot on the pedal here.
And that's the hardest thing as a coach to deal with a lot of the time is keeping that intensity up. You get up 20, 19, and then your players automatically begin that process of backing off.
That's right.
And you can't do it, especially with the 3-point line. I mean, you can give you the Rick Schaefer, you're down 30, and all the Hogs need to do is hit 10 more threes in the next 3 minutes, they can win. But honestly, in basketball, you can go and hit 4 or 5 threes under a minute, and you get that 19-point lead's down to 4.
It is.
You got to keep it up. Hornets have pretty much had their way in the first half. Jeremy's keys to the game, hit every one of them, starting off fast, but our tempo on offense has been so easy. We've been able to score, get good looks at it. Cameron Hunter's had a good first half, and you can see Drake Fowler hit 1 3 to end the first half and has one to start the second half.
And that hurts when you're Catholic because they were playing hard defense. They were right in position. They collapsed on Cameron Hunter. They weren't going to let him score there. He has great floor vision, was able to find Fowler for that period.
And the key is Fowler hits it, which now in turn is going to make it even more difficult for him to guard Cameron Hunter. And good defense, Cameron Hunter almost got a steal. And you can see we talked about it early. Catholic is just struggling to even get a good shot off. They're more or less they're not shooting it, they're throwing it at the basket because Bryant's defense is so good. Again, Drake Fowler's a freshman, playing really well. Will Diggins down low, and again, you got a 270-pound guy versus a 130-pound guy.
Well, hats off to Catholic there for taking that charge.
Yeah.
I would never have done that in a million years.
Nope. I would have faked a turn ankle, fell, and then just let Big Will just kind of roll over me on that one, but I wouldn't have stood there.
ACL.
No way. But that, like I said, that's going to be a charge in any language anywhere in the world. They're going to call that the way that happened. That was a good job by Little Rock Catholic. Looking for the cut. Cameron Hunter with the steal. Again, everywhere Catholic's got the ball, it's like we have somebody right there. And they're going to travel. You cannot try to stand up with it. When you get possession of a ball, you can't try to stand up with it. That's going to be a travel. And that's what Catholic did on that one.
Coach A's making a good point. The Catholic defender's hands are all over Cameron Hunter at all times. He probably shouldn't have tried to split the defenders like that. He had plenty of open court, but
Drake long 3, no good. Big Will Diggins again. Like I said, being the PA guy for the football games, man, we love the offensive lineman. I mean, we absolutely, for years, we've called the offensive lineman's name out, and Big Will's one of those guys. Love calling his name out. Big Will, good soft touch inside. And we love it because he loves it. When you see a lineman point at a linebacker, letting him know you're going to smoke him on the block, you got to love a kid like that. Little Rock Catholic got Bryant off kilter a little bit, so they've got the advantage. And Cronenberger misses the 3. Good rebound, Cameron Hunter. And what you said's right, Jeremy. Every time Cameron gets it, they've got 2 or 3 guys collapsing on him. They're fouling him, but they're not calling it.
Well, we found out something new about Drake Fowler tonight, and he's a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Fowler, he is filling up. He's got 3 tonight. So great job, 13 points, leading the Hornets in scoring right now. Cameron Hunter's got 9. Hornets real balanced. Got several players that have scored, doing a good job. And I'll say this, that looked like a foul, but it really wasn't a foul. Corey Nichols did a good job diving in, getting that loose ball. Cameron Hunter was just kind of keeping the guy from driving, and he kind of tripped and fell. But if it looks like a foul, sometimes they call it.
That's right.
Hornets up 42-11. That they are up now 31 on Little Rock Catholic. In the fourth quarter, if we're still up 30 in the fourth quarter, then they do the mercy rule and the clock will run for the rest of the game. Corey Nichols with a good steal. You can't throw long passes on this Hornet defense. Nichols with a layup. And we've talked about this. It's hard to coach in these situations now. We've said this many times. It's just trying to win each minute, trying to win the next 30 seconds. Cameron Hunter's not going to let them do it, though. Back to Fowler. Good, strong move. And I didn't think they were going to call that for a second.
Yeah, one of the things that Fowler's going to learn is that you don't want to necessarily turn your back on the defender there. He almost – that foul, like you said, Mark, that foul was almost not called.
Mm-hmm. Because what he did was he was spinning away from the foul. And so they almost didn't call it just because he was using his body. He was moving his body where it looked like he wasn't being fouled. You keep those shoulders squared and go hard, they'll call it. Again, Fowler's got a second shot coming up. Hornets up 44-11, 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third period. Fowler free throw up and good. 14 for Drake tonight. Again, you're watching this kid play. He is a freshman. He should be in 9th grade. Doing a great job. Again, Hornets just have been all over Catholic tonight on the offensive end. They have just not given Catholic. They've just struggled the entire night.
If you can't get into a rhythm on offense, you're not going to hit your shots. And you've mentioned that several times, Mark. It's just Hornets done a great job in disrupting the Rocket defense tonight.
Brunson in the game. Good job, Hunter with the steal. Cameron going strong the other way. Layup is good. Good job. That Cameron, man, we've seen this, Jeremy. Man, he is so strong and does such a good job of controlling his body.
Right. The body control is impressive, and he's quick. Strong, quick, and he's got good body control and a nice shooting touch. I mean, you just the accolades go on and on for him.
That's why he's playing D1 basketball at UCA next year. Adams, great pass to Brunson down low. Aiden Adams, good job pulling up, keeping his eyes up. Saw Brunson. Easy layup. 49-11, 3:36 left. This ball game's pretty much, I'll be shocked if the game gets within 20 at any point. But pretty much this ball game's over with. Hornets have just dominated the entire night. Good defense there by Adams. They don't call it. Number 13, Parker Gordon with a good drive. Adams did a good job getting himself in position. Back to Schroeder. Shot up, no good. He gets his own rebound, takes it strong. Back to Cameron Hunter, long three, good. It's all going. It's all going our way tonight. Girls and boys games tonight.
All the shots are falling tonight, Mark, and it's good to see.
If you're a Bryant fan, it's wonderful to watch. You love it. If you're Mount St. Mary's and a Catholic fan, yeah, you're just ready to leave. You're here now because your kid's here. That's it.
And the thing to keep in mind, though, is that if you play sports long enough, particularly in basketball, you're going to run into another team like this. They're going to hit all of the shots that they throw up. You're going to make more turnovers than you're used to making. They're going to make things a little bit more difficult for you on the offensive end, and then you're going to look up and see a 52-13 score.
You know, and a lot of times, you know, sometimes there's good losses and bad losses. You know, bad losses is when you let a team hit 16 threes on you. Sometimes you just get beat by a team that hits 16 threes on you.
And it's just not been a lack of effort by Catholic. They have played hard from the outset. It's like you mentioned, Mark. Bryant's hit some open shots, very tough shots at times.
And we're just better. I mean, Catholic coach he's a great coach. Abraham's a great coach tonight. Bryant's just better. There's not anything Catholic can do to change the outcome of this. Bryant's just done a good job all night. Good, strong defense. They just haven't been able to hit any shots, but the defense has made the difference in that. See, Hornets now just, again, getting guys in. And, every one of these guys they have in, every one of them can score. Gabe George shots up, no good. And the Catholic player really did that look worse than what – I mean, it's not good. Brunson's up. I'm glad he's okay. But the Catholic player didn't do anything on that to try to do anything to hurt him or undercut him or anything like that.
It looked like Brunson lost his balance and got twisted another way where he fell down.
Yeah, that was just bad luck is really what that was.
Good to see the Catholic player come and give him a pat.
Yep. Didn't mean anything by it. And Gavin's a lot stronger than he is anyway. Newbern out top 3, no good. Kennedy Washington with the rebound. He's got it. Flips it on the wing. They're going to call the foul. And this is where really on the defensive end, to keep it from being a free throw contest for the rest of the game or lots of free throws, you really got to move your feet. You got to keep your arms out. Don't reach in because the officials are more apt to call it when a team's up by 40. They're more apt to call a lot of fouls on the team that's up by 40. Shot up, no good. Bryant again's got the rebound. They're pushing it to George. Back out to Schroeder. He takes it strong to the basket. Good shot, Austin Schroeder. Going to Arkansas State next year, was a starter for the Hornets three-peat football team. 3 state championships in a row. Pressure's on Buck, Jeremy. There's no doubt about it. Pressure's on Buck James. If you don't win 4 in a row, what's wrong with Bryant football?
Buck needs to finally show us something here in Bryant.
That's it. I mean, yeah. Okay, you win 3. Okay, a lot of people win 3 in a row.
That's right.
But,
a lot of high schools in Arkansas history have won 3
Yeah.
championships in a row in the state's highest classification.
Schroeder again, look at him. Schroeder's just taking over. 1:09 left in the third quarter. Hornets up 56-15. Backdoor play. Again, that's what Little Rock Catholic does to you.
That's been their bread and butter since we played, Mark.
Yep. It really has been. Is that they drive, they cut you, they cut and screen you. In that case, they just backdoored you to the basket, and if you just miss your man just a little bit, they got you. It's a good job.
Yeah.
Schroeder again with a 3. All you can do is contain him. You can't stop him. Good job, Schroeder. Happy to see that for him. He's just put in 7 points that quick. The good thing about this is you're watching this and you're up 59-17. The mercy rule starts in 32 seconds. So the fourth quarter is going to go by quick.
We see Darren Wallace into the game a couple of weeks ago during the game, varsity game. He had a tremendous dunk and one, brought everybody in the arena to their feet. It was just an electrifying play.
Yeah, that really was. Right off the baseline, he showed what his ability is on that. Good move, number 24. Again, like I said, Cronenberger and A. Nekawalu. So Cronenberger, number 4. 2 of my favorite names, and A. Nekawalu. Well, my favorite name is Boogie Carr. Boogie Carr from Conway, you get the Mark Scarlett Name of the Year. I absolutely love that.
It's one of the good things about being able to do this, Mark, is you get to see these kids play. You get to learn their names. And a lot of times their names are perfect for them. They just match.
Oh, yeah.
And Boogie Carr was one of those.
Yeah, Boogie Carr is fast. He's a great football player. Does a great job on the basketball court from Conway. So if anybody's out there listening, by no means are we making fun of your name, Boogie. We really are. It's combat. We love the name. It fits you well as fast as you are. In Hornets, again, just testing that Little Rock defense. Darren Wallace, shot clock. Well, not shot clock, but into the third quarter. Hornets are up 59-20. Now, I wasn't expecting this going into it. And so we will have the mercy rule or the sportsmanship rule starting in the second half. I mean, starting in the fourth quarter. So it will be a running clock during the fourth quarter. We got that from Mr. AAA himself, Joey Walters. He told us.
That's right. You know, after that first game, we wanted to do some crack journalistic research.
Yep.
And we were able to get that figured out for you all.
I'm sure everybody really appreciates it. At least now it's a trivia thing.
Well, we were the only two people. We were the only two people in the entire viewing audience who didn't know that rule.
Right.
And they were all probably shouting at their screens at us for that amount of time.
I'm probably wondering why the district's paying us to do this. Well, guess what? We don't get any money for doing this. So it's like, hey, but you get what you pay for. Nothing. Without a doubt. So fourth quarter coming up. Again, Hornets up 59-20. It's been a good night for Bryant basketball. The girls dominated Mount St. Mary's, and you can tell they're struggling this year. You know, by no means are we're gonna, and that you can tell Little Rock Catholic struggling this year also a little bit. And it's just Bryant is just the better teams tonight in both boys and girls.
Well, similar games in a lot of respects, in that both teams, the girls and boys, jumped off to quick starts. They never let up, and then they're finishing strong.
Schroeder took a shot to the face on that, and he's bleeding. Hey, Wacken DU came in and went hard to the basket. Schroeder taking it back, flips it back out to George. Good job penetrating. Three is no good. Little Rock Catholic attacking on the other end. Or they're going to try to anyway. Yeah, we were enjoying the Buck James pressure on trying to get a four-peat. Of course, there's no pressure on Buck to get a four-peat at all. I think there is. I'm just going to go ahead and say it if you're listening, Buck. But 3 state championships in a row with that. There's only one team ever in the history of Arkansas football that's done it. In the 7A level, there's probably been, more in the lower classifications. But in the 7A level, we're the only team ever done it. So, says a lot. I was fortunate my son played middle linebacker for the Hornets in 2019. Of course, I'm going to be biased and say I think that was the better of the teams, without a doubt. But that's because I'm dad. There's no research that shows that or anything like that. Gabe George, fantastic move to the basket. Splits the defense. Kisses it off the glass. 61-20 Hornets. Chris Ganaway, number 4, into the game. You love seeing Ganaway into the game. Plays hard, goes 100 miles an hour all the time. And this is a good reward for him. All the hard work he does in practice, he gets almost a full quarter of playing time. It's going to be out on Little Rock Catholic going the other way. All right, Laster, Super Bowl predictions. The nuts and bolts, Brian Godwin Super Bowl predictions. Godwin is he's the guru of all of this of sports betting in the press box and football. Godwin knows it all. I'm going to go Tom Brady. I don't know why. I'm going with the Bucks. They're playing at home. I'm going with the Bucks.
I think someone said earlier today Brady's going for his 7th Super Bowl title in 10 tries. That's amazing. Hard to argue with him being considered one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best in the NFL history. I think Kansas City's going to have too much for him, Mark.
So we're going to split it. We're going to see. I still say Brady's a cyborg. There's no way. He's 43 years old. There's no way he's real. He's got to have artificial parts in him or something like that to do what he does at 43 years old. But yeah, it should be a good Super Bowl. I mean, for years the Super Bowl was like crud. Mm-hmm. Like you would watch it and the other team would win like 53-7. So like you just quit watching the Super Bowls, and now they've become really great games. Ganaway all the way down, misses it, got it blocked by Little Rock Catholic. Wallace takes it up. For a second there when Wallace turned around, he had that little Scottie Pippen kind of length on him.
He really did.
Right there. Like I said, you said it earlier, Wallace, I think it was against Cabot. I'm not sure which team it was against, but he did. He had a baseline dunk at the end of the game, and like you said, brought the house down. He showed some flashes there that he gets a little stronger, he's going to be tough. Again, mercy rules in effect, so if you're wondering why the clock's still going, that's because Bryant's up more than 30 in the fourth quarter. Not Will Diggins. Your man, T.J. Lindsey.
Yeah, T.J. Lindsey's a freshman. That's another person in addition to Wallace that you're going to need to look out for. He's got some growing he's got to do. I know his dad, if he gets anywhere as big as his dad was, he's going to be a monster on the inside.
Sure, he plays football. The Catholic started to sub also. Getting some guys playing time strong to the basket. Number 33, Noah Wright. He took that strong.
I've been really impressed with Noah Wright tonight. He has given maximum effort. He's a great athlete, very good basketball player, and he's been one of the shining stars for the Rockets tonight.
Yeah, they hadn't had many tonight, but he's done a good job on that. He's got 7 points. You're right. He takes it to the basket, and he's long, and he does a good job of kind of controlling his body while he's doing it. Him and Wallace look a lot alike when they're out there. Good, strong move, Newbern. Gabe George, good pass. Good pass, Gabe George. Newbern just lays that up. He's been a benefit of a couple of great assists tonight. Hornets still just playing hard. You tell Abrahamson, man, he just drills that into him. You're going to go 100 miles an hour all the time under control. Just relentless. Number 20 is going to be fouled, Jeff Bowers. You know, you go back in time, look, Little Rock Catholic and Bryant used to have some wars in football, you know, and then on the basketball court on top of that. But, you know, they've got a Little Rock Catholic, Mount St. Mary's, they've got a wonderful programs, good schools, great traditions. It's got to be hard on them this year to, you know, anytime you get out here and you see your teams are struggling like they have this year. But they'll bounce back. Gabe George, long 3, good. You can just see when he pulled up, he just had confidence in that shot.
Our,
66-25.
Yeah, Mark, we talked a few games ago about needing to get Cameron Hunter some help, and since then it's happened. All of his teammates have jumped in to help him, and it's a good thing to see as we're going down the stretch of the season to be able to get that balance.
Well, if we want to have a chance to win the state championship, it has to get done. It can't be you can't rely on one person in the state championship, not unless it's even Malik Monk when he played at Bentonville, and he was probably one of the best high school players that's ever come out of the state. He couldn't win the state championship. Cabot beat him by 20 because it was the Malik Monk show. You can't have it be one guy. You got to have 5 guys on that court that can all score. And you're right, Bryant. The last few games, man, we're seeing more and more guys step up since when we first started calling the North Little Rock ball game. TJ down low, strong off the glass, no good. Chris Ganaway with the rebound. I think they got a foul on Catholic.
And it's just hard to believe by looking at him, but TJ Lindsey is just a freshman.
Yeah, it is. They don't. It's I don't know what Mr. Lindsey has fed him, but he probably needs to put that cookbook out for parents. Good job, Newbern. Great move. 45 seconds left. Last year's been fun. I think we have our last ball game at home next week. Thank goodness we've made it through football season. It looks like we're going to make it through basketball and all the other sports we're playing. You know, just thank goodness we're able. I think it warms my heart more. These kids are able to get out and perform. They've worked their whole life to play high school sports for Bryant or any team in the state, and they're getting the opportunity to do that. We just got to keep it up.
That's right.
Wear that mask. Keep that distance the best you can. TJ Lindsey, look at it. Little soft hands. Love it. That should finish it up right there. Noah Wright, jumper no good. Rebound, Chris Ganaway. Good job. Last year it's been fun. Hornets win 70-25.
Great
Crazy.
night for Hornet basketball.
It really was. Everybody be safe. Be sure you wear your mask. Keep that distance. Let's try to get this stuff done so we can get back to some normal life and have a wonderful night. And we will see you guys next Friday night. It's going to be Bryant versus Little Rock Southwest here at Hornet Arena. Have a great night.